godfather of West Coast hip hop. Like I say every week, y'all, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks. You are live with Lonzo from the Concerts in the Park to Eve After Dark. We got another bomb show for you today, folks. If you are a hip hop fan, my guest today is a hip hop legend, a true hip hop legend. They don't come no bigger, baby. My man, Mix-a-Lot, what's up with you, Doc?
What's going down, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm just hanging like a chandelier, just trying to shine. How you feeling over there, dude?
Oh, you know, man, I just got through doing one of these and doing another one of these. So, yeah.
Well, you know what?
But this is for the king. This is for the king.
On the West Coast. You got all the money. Come on now. Hey, man, you know what? One of my questions.
It's for the king right here, though.
I appreciate that, Doc. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you, man. It really does. Man, you the king of Seattle, Washington, Doc. You've been doing your thing in an area that, as far as I can think of, you're the only person that ever came out of Seattle. Am I correct? Or you got some?
Macklemore.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
You got Mac. But no, man, I remember, you know, when I first started out, you know, I was like fresh out of high school. I started messing with drum machines. And I'm not saying this because it's you, right?
Okay.
It was two things I was listening to at that time, right? Obviously, you had, you know, the stuff coming off the East Coast, but honestly, it was Egyptian Lover, World Class Wrecking Crew. Right? And I used to sit there and copy you guys. I ain't lying, man. I copy everything you guys did. I had a DMX, you know, and I had an 808 that was stolen, but you know, that's how we got down back then.
Right.
But, yeah. No, I was all on you guys nuts, man. Real talk.
I don't like that. You know what, man? You know what? That just reconfirms what I already know about you, Doc. You've always been a real dude, man. You know, I've seen so many guys, man, over the years, they get successful and they forget, you know, what their inspirations was or where they came from. And you've never been like that. When I called you, you answered your phone and I was like, who? Oh shit. And you feel good that you still remembered my ass, Doc. You know, it's like that sometimes. Oh,
definitely. Like I said, man, I remember. I think you came out there. Remember we did that thing in England?
Yeah. We did the English Fresh Fest back in 85, 86.
86, yeah. And I was like intimidated, man. I seen y'all. I'm like, oh, there they are. I try to act like I was on, you know, act like I was on y'all's level. Like, how you doing, Dre? All right. I'm really looking at you, Kesson, you know, because I was like really nervous. And we went out there and we had a DMX drum machine and we didn't know there was an electric machine was different. So we ended up having to take the instrumentals off of a Walkman cassette. Man, and we played our whole show off of that. I'm like, ooh, in front of, how was it? Was that 30,000 people?
Yes, it was 30,000, dude. I felt like one of the Beatles, man. I got off the goddamn, after the damn limo, man, or the bus, whatever we took over there.
Yeah, I damn near had to wear a diaper, man. I was like, damn.
You know, it was crazy, dude, because we lost a keyboard in that show because, you know, they got different currency over in England, man. And somebody gave us an adapter and it deep fried one of my keyboards. We had to go off of a tape.
Yep, same thing we did.
we always kept a backup tape for our show, and we had to go off of a backup tape, dude, because they deep fried one of our. I think one of our keyboards got deep fried. We always played live, and when they plugged it in, we started smelling that plastic smoke. Oh shit! Grab the backup tape.
Hey man, I remember we used to like try to lip sync and fool people when we first got in because we kind of didn't know what we was doing, right?
Okay. And
we came to one of y'all's shows. Okay. Right? We just in the crowd.
Okay.
I looked at my boy T. I said, "Hey man. Yeah, we can't be lip syncing no more, bro." I was just like, no, we did like 4 lip sync shows, and then we seen you guys, and we saw Ice-T, and we said, all right, that's enough. It's West Coast. We got to keep this 100% real. So
I ain't mad at you, Doc. Oh man, the chat room was lighting up, Doc. They love square dance rap. Man, you know what, dude?
What's up, Antonio?
Oh, you can see him too. Good, man. Yeah. Chime in with them, man. They love that, man. They love when we interact with them, Doc. You know, dude, Baby Got Backs has got to be one of the most sampled, remade, used for commercial songs I can recall. I'm so jealous of that shit. It's ridiculous.
You know what's funny, man, is that when I got in, you know, because I had two independent albums, right? Swass, okay, which went platinum, which tripped me out because we didn't have no money. It went platinum.
Okay.
We did Seminar, which went like 750,000, right?
Okay.
And I went on to the majors. But before I went to the majors, I went through a lawsuit. So I had to learn about publishing.
Okay.
And I realized right then, I said, this ain't happening again, right? not that I'm hating on somebody else. If they licked me for my money, that means I was slipping, right? So once I understood publishing, I said, if I ever get a hit again, leverage it.
Okay.
I tell people that all the time, man. Leverage your publishing, own your writer stuff, but then use it. If you don't use it, how you gonna eat?
Right.
Well, that's kind of the way I look at it.
I see my cousin on the line. What's up, cousin Rodney? Out there, and wherever you are, I forgot where you are, man. Anyway, my boy told me to ask you, man. He says, rumor has it you made like $100 million off of Baby Got Back. And hey, man, you know those stories get big, dude. They get big.
So here's how that happened, right? I'm doing an interview. I forget old boy's show, man. I forget what's weird because it's big as hell. Anyway, I'm doing this interview. He asks, how much money do you think has been generated by Baby Got Back?
Okay.
Right? So I said 100 million. I had motherfuckers was calling me, well, you owe me some money then, motherfucker. What's up? Nah, dude, I didn't pull no 100 mil. I mean, you know, but I leveraged it as much as possible, right? So,
okay.
So it probably was over 100 generated, but
right. I get you. I get what you're saying.
Misunderstood that. No, it wasn't made. I don't know what it made, but you know, like with the Nicki Minaj deal, you know, she's working on the track. I try to make it easy for people to use it. She called me up, said what she wanted, boom, get it over to her.
Okay.
You know, get that locked in, and that's easy money.
So you do all your editing yourself in your studio, or how you bring it out? Or what?
Oh yeah, before we get off here, I'll take the camera and turn it around. I'm in my studio now, actually.
Okay, man, I look at all that gold and platinum back. You've been shining that shit up pretty good, boy.
I'm only doing it because the light's right here.
Now, yeah.
Facing this way, I'd be black as Ace of Spades.
Okay, man, what you doing these days, man?
Man, you know what? This COVID stuff got me in this studio grinding. I'm like, because one thing I'm trying not to do, I'm trying not to be the old man.
Right.
I'm trying not to be the old motherfuckers like telling these young cats on these drum machines like, no, you need to do it like we did it. No. I'm listening to what they're doing.
Okay.
And I got a couple young cats I'm producing right now, man. It's got some fire.
Okay.
I mean, not that mumbling, you know, baby got a big ass bullshit. I'm talking about some real shit. And I'm like, let's do this. So I'm gonna give them some tracks, get it out there, and give them some publishing lessons. Hopefully they can make some bread off this stuff. Because right now, ain't nobody selling music. We're really just renting music.
Right.
That's how streaming is. We're just renting it. So, you know, you gotta leverage everything differently now.
You know, and I sit back, man. Like I said before, I watch commercials, and I'm like, damn, my man is getting it like that. Okay. When you see your songs on a commercial, man, how did that make you feel, dude?
Most of the time, it's cool because, like, when I got up, because I went through a nasty lawsuit and a bankruptcy, all kind of stuff, right?
What?
Yeah. So when I got back up, then I looked at my commercials, you know, like I'm proud of them. But the shit I had to do when I was broke, I was like, ooh, I shouldn't have did. That's not a good look.
All right.
There was a couple of them that was fucked up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm going there. I'm going there for a minute, man. Which one you think was fucked up? We got to go there for a minute.
Man, I did this one about nursery books.
Okay. Nursery books?
Man, dude, it's like this booty ass rap that they wrote, right? And it's rapping in that old ass cadence. Sound like you know some cats rocking a party in New York in 1974 or something. I'm like, really? But I needed the bread at the time, so I knocked that out, and I was glad it didn't blow up. And other than that, I just turned the other ones down. You know, they always want a brother to rap about chicken. I said, no, fuck, I ain't rapping about no chicken.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I did a podcast of the day, man. I do 2 podcasts a week. I do one just me talking with a host. And I was saying, man, I'm so tired of seeing brothers just sell their souls. I got Popeyes. Man, come on, dude.
Hey, man. And see, they knew they couldn't get away to doing that shit with artists. So they got actors doing it, right? And it's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. It's like, you know, and I don't even I'm too old to fuck with Popeyes, man. I'm trying to get weight off, not put it on. Shit.
Yeah, look how you can slim down, Doc.
Yeah. I figured if I'm gonna be home, I got it's embarrassing. I got a whole shop outside with a full gym in it.
Wow.
And I wasn't using it, but now I'm using it. So
I ain't mad, Doc. You never got married, did you?
No, I never got married. That's the problem, man. See, you know how we was players, man.
Yeah, I got caught though a couple times.
I got caught a bunch of times. Trust me.
Okay, man. Now rumor has it at one point. Here go another rumor that when you first hit your lick, you was a real estate man when it came to Seattle, Washington. You took out, you was buying up everything that was nailed down.
I did a couple things, man. I had this cat. he was flipping houses, but he knew what he was doing, but he didn't have enough cash to really turn over some big deals, right? So he was turning over like little mud huts, he was buying them. Then he had to spend 6 months. I said, dude, what's your time worth? You're not paying yourself, So I just jumped in with him and we just started buying stuff that was already done and flipped a few.
Okay.
I just did enough to get my studio built out.
Okay.
And then I told him, man, by that time he's sitting on it, right? So he can go out and make his own money. So then I just started. Then I got serious about my music, like 100% of the time, because I really learned a lot. Even though we about the same age, I learned a lot from Dre, his work ethic. You know what I'm saying? All you guys, man. I used to watch you guys' work ethic. How just when you think they got a hit, now they probably just laid back, bam, another one. I was like, damn, okay.
You know what?
That's where I got the work ethic.
Dude, my old man was my old man thing. I get on my son right now. He likes to lay in the bed, play video games all night. Ain't nothing to do right now, and lay in the bed until 2:00, 1 or 2 o'clock. Get your ass up and do something. Do something. Look like you busy, okay? Look like you doing something. Don't just sit your ass down there. That's just my old school in me, man. And that's kind of how we kind of fell out at the beginning, but they understood after a while. They understood where I was coming from. Because they hated to rehearse, they hated to do anything they had to do with spending time doing anything other than chasing girls when we were together. Then once they realized you can't just walk your ass on stage raggedy because you're gonna get clowned out there.
Yeah, okay? You can't make stage your practice spot.
No.
Real quick.
And you damn sure can't make the studio your rehearsal spot. Okay. No. And that was something that I taught them way early in the game. So old man taught me. When you walk into the studio, your shit better be ready. All you gotta do is plug your shit in and push record.
Hey man, back in the day, man, these motherfuckers don't know how much we would spend to go in older studios.
Come on, man.
Wheels.
Help me tell them.
Like $200 an hour. You gotta be ready, dude. You can't go in there and start programming your drum beat right when you get there. Hell no.
You $200 an hour and you ain't got a musician in the room yet.
Right.
Okay? Exactly. You ain't got nobody there but you and the engineer in the studio.
You gotta buy the tape. And that big ass tape, $150 a reel.
Mix. I tell them, I said, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't see. They never had the experience of what we had. We had to learn how to make a record from the first, not even from the metronome, from buying the tape down to paying the doggone mastering cat to do your masters. Okay. And that gives us a different appreciation for the game. Okay. Oh man, I got my whole album right here on a jump drive. Damn, dude. I understand technology to flip things up. Let me go in my garage and show you what I had to work with. Okay.
Man, let me tell you this too. Think about it. Think about all the samples that we was yanking in the 80s.
Right.
And then in the 90s, the shit just stopped. That's it. Wow. Everybody started getting sued. Right. So now we gotta play this shit.
Yes.
Yes. See, but Dre was already doing that. I wasn't. So I had to start learning I'm like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I had to learn it, man. Learn how to tickle a little bit.
All right. My chat room was in the house, man. They lighted it up. My man Chauncey says he wants to know what you think is hip hop.
It was interesting, man, because I'm sure Lonzo is too. I'm a student of the game. So when something's hitting, I don't decide whether I like it or not. I start to study other people who do like it and get a good grip for where they're at. And what they're doing now that I dig is these cats can actually spit, but spitting, in other words, cats ain't like, you lost to the boss and got knocked off, rip off rhymes, get tossed because they all soft, so step off pulse and sip on the mix sauce cost to be. Remember how we used to do that shit back in the day?
Right.
No, these cats now it's more rhythmic. And they bouncing with it, and so like, okay, so I see it, I figured it out, and now I can start producing that shit because it was really double time tracks and raps, but they sound like they're 70 BPMs, but they're really 140.
Exactly. One of my engineers, one of my guys in the studio, I'm like, you got this thing going at 140 BPMs. But the rap is so damn slow, and it sounds like it. When you look at the metronome, like goddamn, but it sounds slow as hell. Because I remember at 124 BPMs, I was sweating like a son bitch to get in surgery. Okay, come on, man. 140, you ain't busting a sweat.
Yeah, That's real shit. I'm looking at somebody talking about who's this Anthony. Good look, another Anthony. I'm Anthony too.
Oh man, that's my boy. That's AK, man. That's my boy. You know,
he said, "What? No, hey, Anthony. I know you remember this. Half-inch tape coming across that block, and you had to take that razor blade and cut that angle, take that cuss word out, flip that fuck around. That's why I stopped cussing so much on my shit, man. That costs money. You sitting in the studio. It
costs money. You had to know what you're doing, man. Wasn't no edit. I mean, wasn't no cut and paste.
No, it wasn't no Pro Tools.
You had to know what you was doing. Okay, you had to know what you had your engineer, and sometimes he had to cut the 2-inch. If you cut the 2-inch, you sweat like a son bitch because if you do it wrong, you gotta do it again.
Yep. I just do Terry Date.
Again. Go ahead.
Terry Date, one of the early forefathers of grunge up in Seattle. He's the one that taught me how to mix. Because he said, man, you paying me a lot of money to be here and you kind of ain't figured it out yet. He said, start figuring your shit out and I'll give you one session, teach you how to mix, and I'll get up out of here. Call me if you need something. So we got the room a lot cheaper because we didn't have to pay the engineer.
Okay.
That's what made me get my own studio once I figured it out. So I've always been into electronics.
Okay.
I bought like a broken 808. I fixed that shit. I bought like a broken mixer, like an old, I don't know what it was, some kind of old Neve this dude had. It was only 16 channels, but I bought that, and I bought a Sony MCI 2-inch tape machine that had a power supply gone. I fixed that shit, and I was up and running. Yep.
You got a 24-track studio in the house?
Yeah, I had 32 tracks because I had 2 16s tied together.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. My girl Shamika says, how do you feel about Nicki Minaj sampling your track on Anaconda? And what advice do you give to new artists about licensing?
I would say this, because I'm a big Prince fan. All of us were Prince fans, right? Because you could hear it in all our music. But only if I had anything I could say negative about Prince, and maybe he didn't need it, but he left a lot of money on the table.
A lot of money.
Can you imagine when Doves Cry, Doves Soap commercial?
Right.
Hello? Are you talking about 2-3 million they would have gave him for that run right there, 6-month run? So I'll say this to you, Shamika. Nicki was, first of all, she's a beast in the studio. That because you'd be thinking these kids just laying back making somebody else do the work. No, she was all over it. She knew what kind of scratching she wanted. So she wanted my original DJ. I called him up. He wasn't in town. So, she just, okay, I'll just use the regular master. I said, that's going to cost a lot of money. Use the regular master. I got re-record rights. If you want me to make it again. She's like, nope. I'm like, okay. And she jumped on it. She was really cool to work with. And I blessed these youngsters redoing the shit. Now, if she had took it and, use it as a diss track to me, then I don't play that shit, All
right. I never understood why Prince did not allow people to sample his music. Like you said, that Head, When Doves Cry, anything he grabbed.
I used to.
Did you?
Yeah, he let me. He had this thing about it. I think E40 got a couple, and I got a couple. I used Head, because you made me think about it, on this song called Rapper's Reputation.
Okay.
I used something else. It was Bat Dance or something like that. I used something else of his. Well, I had to pay for it.
Okay.
But it was cool. I mean, he was cool about it. He just wanted you to own your own publishing.
Right. Now, we are live, folks, with Sir Mix-a-Lot, live from Seattle. One of the rare interviews, folks. You're not going to see this brother on everybody's podcast. But when I called him up, he came to the phone, answered the phone, and said, hey, man, when you want me, I got you. He's here. I'm going to have him for about 45, maybe an hour, depending on how his schedule is looking. Y'all need to holler at him. Arrested Development used your sample for Tennessee, didn't they?
No.
Oh,
no, okay. Maybe they did. I better check.
You might check. You better check the cashier. Okay.
Yeah. Paper on the table. Oh, they're talking about Prince.
Okay.
That was in Tennessee. Okay, I didn't check that. I got to hear that.
Is that Prince in Tennessee?
I don't know. What song was it? What song was it that Arrested Development used?
They said something about Tennessee.
They said Prince. Okay, they used something. Well, type that up there. I want to see that myself.
Especially, okay, what's love Sir Mix-a-Lot in Seattle, in the house. Yeah, okay, folks. Look here, y'all. We're live with Sir Mix-a-Lot. Like I said before, he and I go way back, y'all. We go, and I like bringing folks on the air that everybody don't see all the time, man. I'm blessed to have you here. You're looking good. You're sounding good. And as we get older, man, I'm glad we're doing this interview. I don't want to get that phone call. Did you hear about Mix-a-Lot? Or worst case, did you hear about Lonzo?
Let me tell you something, bro. Last December, right? I remember like it was yesterday. We do a show right here in Seattle. And me and my boy taking a picture with this dude. He's in between us like this. You know, I got my hand over one shoulder, my boy got his hand on the other shoulder, and we standing, the wind's blowing. And this dude just shoo and blew back in our face.
Right.
And I caught this cold, man, like I ain't never had before, got the fever, all that. And I'm sitting there wondering what it is. I go to the doctor, everybody had the same shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Did this dude cough on everybody? Found out 6 weeks later, it was COVID.
No shit.
Yeah. So it's like, God damn, I had this shit. But if I had knew then what it was,
right,
I probably fell over just out of nerves, but I didn't know what it was. And then I got past it, but I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, dude.
So you officially had the full-blown COVID.
Yeah.
Chills, congestion, the whole 9 yards.
But I'm gonna tell you something I did, and I guess I wasn't supposed to, but it worked. When I start getting that, because my voice was gone. I was talking like this for like a week. I just started getting on something told me, just get on the treadmill. On the treadmill, man, I spit some shit out of me, man. I thought that was a Snicker bar, that shit. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Dude, man, I'm telling you, man. So I'm kind of worried now because my old ass, I'm 57 now. I ain't trying to get that again. So I'm trying to get a shot, but ain't no pre-existing. So you know how that go. I gotta wait.
Oh, okay. So you that's a good thing, Doc. My man wants to know what made you speed up square dash rap?
I couldn't rap. Real talk. I had never did a rap song. It was my first. So see, I used to work with a rap group, right? It was called N.W.A. Yeah, I was the DJ, right? So I would produce and make beats and scratch and all that. And they would put songs out around town. You know how that goes. And they moved on. So I said, man, I don't want to really rap. So I did this song called Square Dance Rap. Quiet. And it was, I was just, nobody knew who Mix-a-Lot was, the rap artist. I just put it out there. And I just thought it was a joke. It was supposed to be funny, and all of a sudden the shit hit and we flew around and sold about 100,000. So now I'm showing up at place trying to rap on harmonizers. Yeah, I won't do another song like that. You can't make that shit sound right. It's impossible.
We use a vocoder, and I sold the vocoder because I got talked out of the vocoder. Oh man, y'all still sound like robots and shit. Sold the vocoder, and ain't nothing like a vocoder. You can't find one, first of all.
I got one old one.
So what?
I got one old one right now, old school Electro-Harmonics vocoder. I couldn't afford the Roland one or whatever one it was. I couldn't afford.
That's why I had a Roland 350 or whatever it was. Guy sold it to me, thought it was an equalizer. Okay, he thought it was an equalizer, and he sold it to me for $35. Okay,
yeah,
true story. And find out what it was. We hooked it up, man. That's what gave us our sound. But I eventually sold it, and you can't duplicate that sound. I mean, I got another machine that we go on shows. It has the mechanical not the same. It just don't sound the same, dude.
Even the software, something it was something about the transformers and stuff. It just had a warmth to it or something, man.
It had a little more grit. It had more grit. Even the tape the sounds that we use, people don't understand, man. You can feel that shit. It's a different feel when you're dealing with analog versus digital. I mean, people nowadays don't know nothing but analog digital. But back in the day when we had analog, it's a big difference, dude.
I'm gonna tell you what I did, man. I got my sister running over here. Like I said, we'll switch the camera around in a minute and just show it off. But I did exactly what you said. I got Pro Tools, I got the mixer and all that. And what I do is I print everything I'm gonna do. Mm-hmm. And then over here in this corner, I got what I call the rinse cycle, all analog gear. And I run all the tracks through that. I don't even add no effects to them. Run through, come back, and it sounds totally different. It sounds thicker. The songs glue together. It seemed like one piece, And that I bought all this stuff, man, and said, I kept trying to imitate it in the computer. I'm like,
nope, ain't gonna do it.
You can get close, but it ain't no cigar.
It ain't gonna do it. Okay. N.W.A says I run through analog through a Pro Tools, I guess. Yeah, PT Pro Tools. Smart move, Doc. Smart move.
Very smart. Yep.
They got a question for you, Mixon. You see it?
Yeah. Do I think Kid Sensation was a better rapper than me? I don't know, but he didn't blow up, man, because we made a decision, right? So when I left Nasty Mix, it was a little bit ugly. Nasty Mix was the independent label, and me and him talked. And I know Rick Rubin picked me up, But Rick Rubin, I tried to sell him more of my group, and he didn't really want the group. He kind of just wanted me, right? So I told him, I said, dude, if you stay with Nasty Mix, you might own that shit. You know, I mean, it was a decision, and it just didn't work out, you know, because Nasty Mix kind of didn't. After that lawsuit, both sides were broke. You know,
now you know what, dude. For years, I thought you owned Nasty Mix. I mixed a lot, Nasty Mix. I just thought you owned Nasty Mix.
Yeah. Yep. No, we didn't own it. It was two other dudes. It was Ed Locke and a guy named Greg Jones, right? Okay. Greg Jones never gets credit for it because he was the money, but he was a brother cool as hell. And he ran a bunch of arcades all over town back in the day. That was the hustle back then. Right. And so we started the label. The label was profitable, but there was some things going on, man. It just, like, when I was touring, I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to be making more money because I'm seeing other cats same level as me, and they like, wait. I'm like, whoa, y'all rolling Ferraris? Damn, you know, I'm still in a Buick. You know, and it's not. I don't even know if he did it intentionally. I'm just saying this shit wasn't managed the way I wanted it to be managed. I'll just say it like that.
Okay. Hey man, is it true you don't like to fly?
No, I used to fly. Well, you know, I used to fly all the time, man.
You flew up to England. I'm just saying, they said you was like Mr. T. They had to drug you or something to get you on a plane most of the time.
No, I was cool. I was cool with flying, and I don't know if you guys. I'm sure you guys did this. There was this little when we used to tour. There was a little 3-step thing we did for Luke Skywalker, right? It was Atlanta, and I think something in mid-Florida, and then Miami. You play Strawberries at his club in Miami, and they had a club in Atlanta. He had 3 clubs, right? Mm-hmm. We were coming from Strawberries coming into Atlanta, and we was in a holding pattern. No big deal. Now, I'm going to say something. I'm not going to exaggerate. So I had a cup of something. I don't know what it was. Tea or orange juice. That's what orange juice. Now, this going to sound like nothing, but once you think about what it takes, the plane hit a pocket, and my orange juice just did this. What does it take to lift up a mass of liquid? And you could literally see, I'm talking about, it only lasted this long. It was like this. That was it. But I could see, and you could see the stewardess is like, what the fuck? You can see him putting a little shit down, and that's right. I look back now. At the time, I had a bunch of Crip cats in my group, right? Cats from L.A., Oakland, and Seattle, right? These hard hitting motherfuckers, right? I look back, they all back there like, dear Lord, please. I mean, that was my dudes. I'm like, hey, if these crazy motherfuckers is praying, that's so. After that, I flew about 5 more times. I just said, you know what? I'm gonna start taking buses. Then because buses cost so much money. Right. You really don't make that much money on tour. So I bought myself a Sprinter. With the recliner seats and all that. And all of a sudden, our tour money went up about 60% because let's say we play LA, then we play Phoenix, then we, maybe Tucson, right? Say we play those 3, we'll hit 2 or 3 shows between LA and Phoenix alone because we're not flying. Right. If we pick up, 15,000 in LA, 20 grand in Phoenix, and then 666 in the middle. Right. Right. Yeah, it was one of them things where I like playing small clubs, really. And I still play them now. I played them when I was number 1. I still play them.
Do you really?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Because it's like I was talking to Tretch and them, Naughty by Nature, about the same thing, man. If you can get a car in between them flying dates and go to the next city, you'll pick up, easily another 15, 20 grand. And what I would do with those in between dates, I just gave all the money to my guys. Yeah.
All right, sis. Y'all learning some game. Okay. People talking that shit. They want to be in first class. They want to get these big ass buses. And I tell you, I mean, people now, when you left that tour bus and got that Sprinter, did you cut down your crew?
Yeah, I had to.
Okay. How many people were you traveling with in first? How many did you end up with?
You know how you do it when you first get big. I had, 9 fellas and 5 girls.
That's 14 people.
That's way too many
15
people.
with you.
Yeah. And here's the thing. None of them like staying in rooms together.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. That's 15 rooms.
Hey, man, none of them like staying in rooms together. So I'm buying all these rooms, man. Then you got to get the driver a room. Now you got to cost you damn $800 to $1,000 to fill up the damn thing. It was just.
What about your manager?
Not you see, the one thing I never really had, I don't like managers managing me on the road because they're better at cutting deals, but they get on the road, man, and they want guest lists because they want to, they want to look good.
Right,
And
right.
I'm not into that. So when we're on the road, we're about making paper now.
Okay.
It's 4 of us now,
Okay.
and each one has a job. So what I do, I don't, because with a big crew, you got to pay them a salary and that's it.
Right.
You get everybody X amount of dollars a week or whatever you do. But now, because everybody in my group does work, they get percentages of what I get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I might give them 10, 15% of everything I get. Boom, boom, just gross.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Oh, see, that's hold on, Mix. Hold on, Mix. You just changed the game, Doc. You just changed the game. Now, anybody out there that's listening to this old school player the game, then been through it, he got to go to the big house, but he lands where you get your money from. You get your money on the road. And you take care of your people, they'll take care of you. Okay? Now that was some cold game right there, Doc. I learned something out myself. Shit.
Yeah, I've been blessed. I've been blessed to, because the majority of my money comes from publishing. So these cats are really, when they come out with me, we're gone 5-6 months. They're giving up their jobs to do this.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So my thing is, I'll take percentages, and when I say, I mean gross. And I pay them. People say, you paying out to them? I'm like, come on, man. These cats are really giving it. They're grown men now. They ain't little kids no more, right? They got kids themselves. So they come out, they do what they do, and I pay them enough to where they could literally, they can get in trouble with the fucking IRS. That's how much money they make. So I try to make sure everybody's, if I can get my guys at about, 75 to 100 a year minimum, I'm happy with it.
Okay. That's a good move, Doc. That's a good. So now, you still paying for the rooms? Or are they paying for the rooms?
I pay for everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I pay for everything.
You get all the deductions. I ain't mad. Okay.
Yeah. But they work, man. They work.
Okay.
My guy out of sight who can rap his ass off too. Everything when we show up, hotels is laid out. The show's been advanced. Everything's done. Right. My dude Mark, that's my nephew. When we show up, sound check's going on. Mike's getting the money. By the time Mike gets the money, Mark already set up sound check. Right. My boy Darcel, he does all the social media stuff, taking all the video, and it's every day, like clockwork. So everybody got a job, and everybody goes home with some green in their pocket.
That's a smooth move, Doc. That's taking care of your homies. But how long y'all been rolling like that, dude?
We've been doing this now since about 2008, 10.
Now, were they a part of the original 9 guys that you rolled with? Or they new?
Okay. Yeah, well, 2 of them were. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you cut some of that fat off, what was the reaction to that?
It didn't happen while we was on tour because I stopped touring for like 4 years because I wasn't making no money. Right? Okay. I'm not making no money. Maharaji, that's my guy. Yeah. Yeah. I talked to him the other day. That's my dude. Somebody compared me to Timbaland. It's funny. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But
go ahead.
Yeah, but I got, I take care of my guys, man. They doing well. Doing well.
That's good to hear, man. That's really good to hear, Doc. That's old school, folks. Old school. This is how it's done, man. What Timbaland? A comparison. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm not nowhere near Timbaland's level, but it's interesting that is it Varus, something like that. Anyway, it's interesting that you noticed that because there was one thing I used to work hard on when I was creating beats after a while, because initially, like I said, I'm following Lonzo and them because that was all I knew. So every beat they did, I would learn how to copy it. What happened, I started to sound like them. So I said, okay, I got to 86 that. And I started listening to James Brown's Cold Sweat, right? So instead of the 4 clicks, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, like everybody else was doing, like Michael Jackson was doing at the time, James Brown Cold Sweat was so I start beating on tables like them, boom, and I start making beats like that. Well, when you listen to Timbaland, when I first heard "Are You That Somebody" by Aaliyah, that beat fucked me up. I'm like, there was no snare where the snare was supposed to be, right? It was like boom, boom, skip, boom, 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 doom. It was and I'm like, but my head's nodding, but this shit ain't in 4/4 time. And something about that made me just say, that's what I want to do. So I started really working harder on making my beats a little more kind of retarded, just all over the place.
All right, I just got an error message. We have we live, so we having some type of connection issue, but hopefully everybody can still see, can still hear us. No, I don't want to reload. I just want to make sure we still tight. If I'm still seeing mix, I'm still hearing mix.
Yep.
Y'all still hearing us out there? Let us know, please. I want to make sure this is an interview. I want to make sure it goes as smoothly as possible. I got an Ethernet connection plugged in. Everybody said we good. Okay, we good. They been fixing it then. They said they was trying to fix it, and they did. Good looking out, folks. So you changed your whole flow up to be something, do something different. Because see, I'm trying to get the youngsters to understand when you're in a studio, it's a sound lab, a sound laboratory, which means in most laboratories you're experimenting. Okay, you're not there trying to duplicate the same thing that everybody else has done. You're experimenting, and when you experiment, at some point in time, you come up with something totally different. That's all yours. Can't nobody take it from you.
Yep. So, and I know you know this right here. You're working on a song. You're trying to do a song.
Right.
It don't work, right?
Right.
Then you get in the car. This is what happens to me all the time. Your windows are up. Motherfucker pull next to you at the light. And you just hear, I'm like, oh shit. I don't want to hear what it is because I hear that little, and when you hear that, you go, that's a track. Right. But you don't know what it was. You go home, you make shit. That's how, when I did Posse on Broadway, it was kind of interesting that it was a cat next to me listening to a country song.
Huh?
Yeah, it was a country half-ass ballad.
Okay.
And it was a bass that was going boom, 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 so boom, boom, boom. That's where I came with Posse on Broadway from. And he was singing like square dancey style. So he was like, boom, I'm like, but he wasn't rapping, he was singing. I'm like, the song sucked like fuck, but I was like, that's what I just heard that little bit and said, oh, throw this shit out. You know, that was my first real hit.
Wow, that was on Nasty Mix?
Yeah, that was on Nasty Mix. That was the first album, Swass, and I tripped because, you know, Yo MTV Raps came out. I'm like, damn, Fab Five Freddy came out. That tripped me out. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, there were some good days though, man. I noticed up until, I don't know, maybe till about the late 80s, most of the rappers that came from the West Coast were not gangsters. Your music made people feel good. Okay.
Yep.
What made you try to put on some Raider gear and do something that you really wasn't your thing?
Yeah, you know, it's funny, man. I knew I couldn't get down like that, you know, because I would tour with N.W.A, but I was like, I can't, that's fake as fuck, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, I had the real motherfuckers in my group,
right?
But it wasn't me, right? So people would see me with them cats and think, what you trying to do? I'm like, no, these cats are really about that game. They about that life.
Right.
Well, I wasn't, right? So I wasn't trying to, I made up my mind I wasn't going to do that because it just wasn't what I came up doing. It really wasn't. But that being said, it was undeniable how Dre's sound just fucking took over. I mean, talking about from about 93 to about 2003.
Right.
Lockdown.
Couldn't beat him.
No.
Couldn't beat him with a stick. I'm glad you always stay true to yourself, Doc. And that's something that, you know, I catch flack over sometime. I mean, being that I'm an old school player, I'm a little older than you, and I just got certain things I ain't gonna do. Okay, I can't do that. That ain't me. And you know, like I said, you got homies. They got a lane too. Okay, they lane is to wipe your back. You ever have problems on the road?
Yeah, I had some problems. We had some issues.
Oh, they mess with you, man. You mix a lot, Doc.
Nah, but it's you know what it is, man. It's like I had some songs, you know, like No Holds Barred and tracks like that, but they were real songs. I mean, I'm really, you know, I got a lot of weapons and shit, so I'm really talking about it was a gun control track.
Okay.
And this cat confronted us in Michigan. Well, these cats confronted us in Michigan, but I think they figured they from Seattle, they soft, they this and they that.
Oh,
you know, and you know, I didn't really throw no chucks on nobody, but a few cats got laid down. Put it that way. That happened quite often, actually.
Did it really?
Yeah.
From the same song?
It was just that was that era, man. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, you just walk in a building if it's more than one of you, you know, and I just realized I was kind of stubborn at first because I was young.
Okay.
When you get older, really, all you really need to do, and you already know what I'm talking about, is to check in.
Man, come on, dude.
Just check in. You look around the room, you know, okay, these motherfuckers is repping Detroit. What's up, dude? How you doing? You know, and you just, once you do, that's all they saying.
Right.
We was walking up in there like, fuck you, you know. You can't do that shit, man. You can't do that. You get knocked the fuck out. So I just learned.
Thank you, Mix a lot. Thank you. A lot of times, cats don't realize is when the dude go, "What's up? Hey, how you doing, Doc? Everything is good." If you go, "What's up with you?" Now all of a sudden you got confrontation. Okay, just the response. He kind of tested you, and he's want to see where you coming from. If you come from that position, like fuck you, no, I'm Detroit fool. You can't do that.
Dude, I tell people all the time. In that era, there was two ways to say "What's up." You can say "What's up, dude," or you can say "What's up." If you do that,
right?
I mean, you got to go in all the way.
That's simple. That's simple. Okay. It's all on how you respond. If you say, "Hey man, I'm good, man. I'm Lonzo, world class. I know who you are, dog. Can I get a picture?" Everything over with. You got a friend. Rest of the weekend, you got a friend. Okay.
Yeah, and like even though I don't smoke, my boys do, right? So we come from Seattle. Ain't nothing but weed out here. So we go in these other places like you know, Arizona where they smoking Bammer. My guys like, "Hey, what you need? What you need? Some of this shit, niggas smoke this." And that's what we did. Even though I didn't smoke, we smoking with them. And after a while, they want to get down with us. I'm like, "Hey, we can't take 100 motherfuckers on tour, but you know, when we come back, we'll get with y'all." But they gonna be like that.
But you'll always have a friend every time you come back to that town. Okay. Yep. And you got an advocate, somebody always talking good about you. And that's the part these cats are tripping on you. The fellas ain't tripping. Well, now you could always make your money. Okay. And that's something
we had problems back in the old days. Because when you're young, you know, you trying to be, you know, cock strong. So you're trying to, you know, but all you gotta do is get that ear ringing. You know, when somebody plug you one time, you catch one of them blows, it's like, all right, I'm good on this fighting shit.
Shit get up in your face and little dots show up on your eyes, and you can't hear people for 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, they talking to you, can't hear. You don't hear them. I can't hear you, bro. Nah, man. Nah, when you show up in the city, you check in and have respect for that spot, you'll be good.
And you walk out with a pocket full of money and ain't nobody tripping. You might have made a friend in the meantime. You damn sure made some homies. You might have made a friend or two while you're there. You made your money. Go on about your business. Stay out for TMZ. If understood, see, this is why it's important that old school players talk to these folks, man, because they don't understand. They think you're supposed to go in town and try and take over. You can't take over with home. You ain't got a home team advantage. You ain't got a home fit. You ain't got a home field advantage, fool. You gonna lose.
You know who I learned that from?
Who's that?
Ice-T. That's what Ice-T came up here to Tacoma, right? And these cats in the crowd was starting to fight, and you can see Ice-T's peeping it. He stopped the show, sat down on the stage, and just start talking to him. Like, motherfucker, we trying to do a show, man. Get up here. He brought him up on the stage, right? So they set tripping, but they doing it on the stage. They see walking and shit, and I'm like, how the fuck did he just do that? I mean, and he's cool. He's cool. He hugged both of them. Yeah. You know, I never forgot that, man. It was right up in Tacoma, and that's a badass area.
Yeah. Oh, it is really.
Okay. I wrote that down, duly noted. You know what I mean? Defuse that situation quick.
And you'd be surprised. You'll always be able to work as promoters. And this is the stand. When you start talking about hip hop, certain levels of hip hop, your insurance go through the roof, your security go through the roof. If they talking about bringing Lonzo and Mix-a-Lot, you're gonna get the same insurance policy as a jazz concert. They know you ain't gonna bring that bullshit with you.
Yeah. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you something else. For young rappers, any of you young cats, no matter what music you do, when you book a show, show up on time, knock out your sound check, Don't bitch about stuff. If they say don't smoke no weed inside, don't do it, right? I know that sounds like bitch shit, right? No, because guess what they do when you don't do that? They call the next spot. Hey, man, don't fuck with Mix-a-Lot. These guys is garbage.
Yeah.
And you start losing money. And I'm like, people, you know how many times you done heard it? You do a show and they be like, hey, man, you know, so-and-so, he showed up all late, man. He was drunk and shit. And blah, blah, blah. We were never booking his black ass again. And then what happens is 3 years later, he ain't got no work.
You can't get no work. Or go to the hotel and act a fool on somebody else's dime. Okay?
T-Town.
you go into the hotel, you go to the hotel and act a fool on the promoter's dime. Yep. Okay, and now he mad because he got to pay all this damage or whatever the case may be because y'all tripping. And hey, next thing you know, you can't get no work.
Yeah, cats be rapping about tearing up hotels, but if they really tearing up hotels, they ain't gonna make no money in another 2 years. That's real shit. You just, I mean, put yourself in the promoter's shoes. If y'all ever I've looked at spreadsheets because I book shows myself where I book other people, right? And when you do that, you know, they be asking some stupid shit. I realized, damn, I'm on the other side of this fence. And I was like, you know, this one chick needed a dehumidifier and, you know, had to have the top floor and a suite and this and that and this and that. So we said, okay, I think we was paying her like 15 racks. We just said, well, let's knock her down to 12. Since she's making us spend all this extra money. So, you know, and then she got mad about it. Well, I was like, you know, just don't do the show. You wasn't a headliner no way. So, you know, don't do the show, you know. But the better you are for business, because I realize I'm not going to get the most money. So to me, when people get that reputation thing going, you'll get more money because you're less of a headache.
You know what, dude? I don't understand what it is about the diva or the cats that just think they all that and 2 bags of chips. Dude, you're difficult to work with. Why would somebody want to keep dealing with you if I do a lot of speaking engagements? And people say, Lonzo, man, you're the easiest person in the world to work to do it. Like you, I've owned nightclubs. I've booked acts. I've booked people. I know who it. I ain't fucking with him no more, man. Nigga, headache. Yeah. Okay, I'm not dealing with him. Okay, people, you make money, but you ain't worth the hassle. One of the coolest brothers I've worked with all my life was Michael Henderson. Brother,
receiver,
my dude. Okay, and I was gonna stop booking concerts because we had a real bad show. It rained the whole 9 yards. He calmed me down. He said, "Hey man, look, Lonzo, don't worry about it. Take care of us tonight. We're gonna come back in 3-4 months. I'm gonna do you a solid to make sure you stay right." And we still cool to this day. We still cool right to this day. I'm gonna get him on the podcast. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna bring him on the show.
Yeah, that's my dude. That's my dude, man. And really, professionalism goes a long way.
Goes a long way.
When I deal with other brands, like we just did the ad for Pepsi, right? And I forget where they ran it at, somewhere in Europe or something like that. So something they didn't like about that mix, the spot of Baby Got Back that I gave them. But they thought that I was going to be mad. It's, hey, we hate to take too much of your time, blah, blah, blah. I said, let's jump on a Zoom call. And I took the computer, pointed it towards the mixer. Tell me what you want done. I'll do it right now while you're on the phone. Boom, boom, boom. Well, guess what Pepsi going to tell Target when they call?
Right. Oh, he's a great guy to work with.
Exactly.
I love him a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you get them kind of deals, you know, you're talking 150, 200 grand, you know, for one deal. So if you knock it out, you know.
You know what, man? It's been a pleasure talking to somebody who understands what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah. Sometimes I think about myself here, Doc. I got a few people that's on the line right now. They understand. But when somebody of your stature can reaffirm what I've been trying to preach to some of these youngsters for the last longest, man, look, don't be difficult. You know, weed, and you would think weed just got invented 6 months ago, the way folks are smoking it. You can't smoke it everywhere. Them white folks, you in a all-white city with your black ass trying to smoke stinking ass weed. The whole hotel floor is lit up. You got carriers everywhere, and you wonder why you catching hell from the police.
And see, my guys, you know, I keep telling them, I say, hey, man, when we go to the spots where it's legal, whatever, you can stand out in front of the club and smoke it. They don't care. However, and this is something you got to remember, when we driving, don't have that shit in the car, because if you drive through a state where it ain't legal, we going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not cool. So, you know, you gotta, and I don't mind my guys doing what they doing, but and they grown. So they like, no, we ain't taking that shit with us, because let's face it, you know what I'm talking about. If you smoke weed and I don't, but my guys do, when you get to town, you ain't got to look for it. Right. It's gonna come to you.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah, you gonna find you.
Get that, you know, that cupped hand when you want some of this, dog. Right on. You know? Hey, where you
go? Who was that? What they asked? Who was the most difficult actor book?
Okay, that's business. I can't say that.
Well, for me, I booked the Dramatics one time at my club, the Current Affair, and they were cool to work with, but they wanted so much liquor. Okay, they wanted I wanted Hennessy VSOP. They wanted Crown. Wanted 3 bottles of Hennessy VSOP, 3 bottles of Ground Raw. It ain't but 5 of y'all. Okay, it ain't but 5
money out your own pocket.
Okay, and y'all wearing me out.
They could have told you this. You tell me, am I lying? Hey, can you give us a couple $100? We'll go get some alcohol. You would rather do that than to be running around liquor stores picking all that shit up.
Right.
Come on.
You know, you hear about these white boys I want a bowl of M&M's, but I don't want no green M&M's. Motherfuckers say what? Okay.
You know what their theory is? Have you heard the reason they do that?
No.
The dumbest shit I ever heard. They said, if you make a promoter jump through hoops, he'll do better on the show. That is the dumbest shit I ever heard. That does not add up. They'll book you once and they'll never call you us again. That's what happened. That's what happened.
I would book acts. I had one act that I booked at the club. Started off being a little rough, but we fell in love with each other. I booked Vesta at the club one time, and Vesta is a diva. And she came in and gave the club the white glove treatment, and she was talking shit. And I'm like, okay. And next thing I know, I whispered in the ear. I said something stupid to her, and she just looked at me like I was out of my goddamn mind. I said, uh-huh. She said, oh, okay. I like you, honey. And gave me a hug. After that, we had no more problems after that. No more problems after that. But yeah.
You know, I was trying to book Kansas one time.
Okay.
Right. So Kansas is on, I think it's UAA.
Okay.
I think it is.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of weird because I work with them too. So I call Kansas and, you know, they tell me, you know, 40 grand. Okay, it's 40 grand. Okay, so I know what size room I'm gonna put you in because I got to get my money, right?
Right.
I get the proper room so I could at minimum double my money, if not triple it.
Okay.
Well, when they find out I got a bigger room, now they want a percentage of the door.
Oh.
So you want 40 grand guaranteed, and they wanted 80%.
Come on, Mix.
Of my net. I'm like, so you basically want to pay me to promote your show because that's what you're doing. So they said, that's how we do it. Fuck you then. I never booked them. Fuck Kansas. Kiss my ass. Even though we had the same agent at that time. Like, nothing against them. I get you. You want to get your money. But I know for a fact, because I've also worked shows for casinos where I bring in the acts. And I know they wasn't giving them that split. They're like, fuck you.
Right.
No, this is sovereign nation. Kiss my ass. You ain't getting shit here, but you'll pay.
They want to know, Centerpoint wants to know, big ups to Sir Mix-a-Lot. How long did it take you to write Baby Got Backs? And did you expect it would be as big as it was?
You know, what's funny, what inspired me to write Baby Got Back, I tell the story all the time, is that if you remember in the mid to late 80s, even though I wrote it in 1990, but all through that decade, other than Felicia Rashad, whenever you saw a woman of color on television, she was either a fat black maid who was advising the white family, or she would be the streetwise hooker that gave the detectives, you know, some information on somebody, snitching.
Right.
That was it. There was no more roles, right? So you had just one, Felicia Rashad or whatever Diane Carroll did. That was the 80s. I mean 70s. So when I did Baby Got Back, I wanted to take something that was at that time uniquely black, that all brothers loved about sisters, was asses. But if you listen to that song and you look at the video, I always tell people, when I wrote the script for that video, I knew exactly what I wanted. There's a reason that the sister is on a pedestal spinning. There's a reason that the two white girls that were dogging her were looking up. There's a reason that us, the slutty ass men trying to get in the bedroom, were looking up, but we never touched her. We could never reach her. I wanted her to be unobtainable, the queen, right? And I wanted to send those subtle hints throughout the whole video. I could still be Mix-a-Lot because I'm thinking about sticking, but I never touched her. I never got close to her. And I wanted that to be what the video was about. And the song, the way it was written to piss off, mainstream media. So
and you did a good job. You got a little flack behind it, didn't you?
I got banned from MTV. They said, well, we just moved at the right time. Oh yeah, while I was number one. What do you think it is? Now, if I was not saying what I said, but I got when I got banned, I thought I was fucked. I said my career's over. Boom, boom, right? Then I got a call from Heidi Robinson, who worked for Rick Rubin.
Okay.
And she said something to me. It took me a minute to understand what she meant. She called me, and this is back when cell phone. He was balling. You had a cell phone then.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, I'm talking $1 a minute. What? Because I'm rich now, right? Man, she told me, I knew I got banned. I just found out from Polygram I got banned. And she said, Mix, how does it feel to be banned? I said, it's fucked up. I mean, what are we going to do? She said, what are we going to do? And she said this and hung up on me. She said, Mix, you are now Elvis Presley, and you shook your leg one too many times on the Ed Sullivan Show. Click. Wow. And you're sitting there going, wait a minute. After that, Elvis became the forbidden fruit and blew up. And that's exactly what happened.
Wow. See?
Yeah. Accidental.
You just said something that happened to Luke. It happened to N.W.A. in different ways. Once you got banned, once you became the forbidden fruit, everybody wanted to be a part of it. N.W.A. was just 4 niggas out of Compton talking shit. Okay. As soon as the FBI sent them that letter, they was national news. Okay. Luke Skywalker was talking shit out of San Bernardino. Then he went to Miami. As soon as they sued his ass, he was national news. Okay.
Yep. CNN every day.
Every day. Okay.
Somebody asked me what gave me the influence for national anthem. Really the political situation of that day. That was when the stealth bomber was, failed to fly. It was $600 million, which was a shitload of money back then.
Right.
So yeah, it was just the political situation at that time.
Mix, I tell you, I'll keep you here for an hour, man. I ain't gonna hold you. If you got,
I got a little more time, man.
Cool, folks. I'm live. Your boy Lonzo is live with a homie from back in the day. We did a lot of shows together, in England and down south. They loved us down south. You know what, Mix? I'm gonna tell you this. I wrote a song. I tried my best to jump on that Baby Got Back, but I wrote about titties. Okay, my song was called Booyahs. Shake Booyahs. It didn't go nowhere because it didn't work out. But I tried. I tried to get me a body part too.
Let me tell you something stupid I did, man. I told Rick Rubin, I said, I got an idea, Rick, because we got banned, and so I'm working on my next record. I said, I got an idea. Let's do a fucking nasty ass song and really piss them off, right? Because that's when Video Jukebox started.
Okay.
So we did a song called Put 'Em on the Glass.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even have my album ready, right? I didn't think this shit was good. That shit was number one, like, what? I'm like, oh, shit. Rick's like, I told you. We didn't have no records out. By the time I got the album done, that shit was burnt. That was the worst mistake I think I made. Yeah, it was number one, man, and it was burnt by the time we got the album done and put it out. Because back then, you know how it worked.
Right.
Single sits there for 2 months, and then album.
Right.
Yeah, and I fucked up. Nothing for sale. We didn't even have singles for sale.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, folks, we are live with Sir Mix-a-Lot, my man from Tacoma, Washington? Or Seattle?
I'm from Seattle. Yeah, but my boys are from the Hilltop. I'm getting a lot of Hilltop questions. What are the Hilltop stories? Yeah, my Hilltop stories are with Buki and Attitude, them guys. I ain't gonna put their business in the street. They got kids now. They can't talk about that shit no more.
I ain't mad, Doc. They
I love them, man.
Feel more, right? What did do, Lonzo? Indianapolis in the house. What's up, Brian Murphy? Much love, folks. I got all kind of folks. My boy Daryl James in the house. Mix-a-Lot memories of 10 feet high. 10 feet high outside the Grammy Awards. Revolutionary. What's that?
So we did this. See, this is crazy. This is when the label's just doing crazy shit because the song's hitting, so now they spending money. So we get this big inflatable ass. And I'm talking about big. This shit was like, if you seen the movie, something Coming Down or some shit is called with old boy in it, famous actor. Anyway, it was in that movie. So we put this shit on on Sunset Boulevard on top of Tower Records.
Okay.
And they shot it down with arrows, called us sexist motherfuckers, and just right. So I'm like, oh shit, that's perfect, right? Because it got bigger. So then we use it outside the Grammys, we use it all over the place. So I'm thinking, okay, we leaving town, we get a call, Arsenio Hall show. So Arsenio brings me back. We turn around and go back because we were heading to do a show in Phoenix. We moved the show in Phoenix back one day, and we gave to do the discount. So he was cool with that. Okay. We go back, we do Arsenio's show, and Arsenio starts talking about the shit getting shot down and the record getting banned. And that's where it caught fire even bigger, because all of a sudden I went from being you number one, you getting played out, buddy, to it went to from that to they holding my motherfucker down, man. Fuck them. So all of a sudden, the forbidden fruit, that's where it really transferred. And it was because of that big ass on Sunset when these women shot it down. And then so women's groups started to get at me, which I welcomed. So we hit Nebraska, right? And a whole bunch of people protesting Baby Got Back, calling it sexist. Yeah, so it was a bunch of them too. And I just said, okay, let's debate it. And my road manager, he was like, dude, I don't know about that. I said, no, let's do it. Because I ain't got no shame in what this if they think this song is about asses, there obviously ain't no black women holding them signs because they know what I'm talking about. By the time we got done, we were welcome there. They took the signs down. Everything was cool. So I had to be able to get out in front of the message. So I had to, mean what I fucking said.
Smart move. I see my man Craig's in the house from Skateland USA. What's up, Craig? I'm live with my man, Sir Mix-a-Lot, folks. We are doing a historical, legendary interview. My man don't do a lot of interviews on, I ain't seen him no place. I didn't know he even did interviews. I don't see him on Facebook, Instagram. You ain't been on TMZ. You ain't been arrested or nothing, man. You slipping.
Nah, no arrest, man. I got a fake arrest. Motherfucker put a trick on me, man. I thought I was gone. But no, I'm good, man. I'm good.
You've always been considered.
Where's Skateland USA at? Was Skateland USA in Compton?
Skateland was in Compton. One of the Skateland. My friend, I used to promote it. That's one of the venues you saw straight out of Compton. You played.
Where's the first place I played in LA?
Where?
World on Wheels.
We all played. That was our home right there.
Hey, World on Wheels. Now, I'm not knowing shit about the gang shit, right?
Shit.
I walked in the sound check. Ice-T see me. I had on the old Fila sweatsuit with the red and blue.
Negro.
Ice-T said, nah, man. Yeah, we got to go to the mall, go to Swap Meet, get you something to put. he said, just get some black Dickies and a white t-shirt. He said, don't come on stage with that shit. You get killed. Yeah, LA, it took me a minute to learn how y'all get out. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, Doc, it's rough. My man AK said he wants to see the studio, man.
Oh yeah, well, we could talk while I do this. Hold on a second. Let me go grab it.
Let's see what you're working with. This is the beauty of technology, folks. Years ago, we wouldn't even think about doing nothing like this. I had to fly to Seattle. He had to fly here, but because of Zoom and COVID and people are thinking on all kind of different levels now, my man's gonna give us a tour of his studio right here.
We got that's the S6 right there, the Avid S6.
Ain't nothing moved yet, Doc. I'm still looking at the plaques.
Oh, you still? Oh, did it? Oh, it's on the wrong camera. Hold on a second.
Hit the switcher.
Let me see. How do I change this shit? How do I change the camera on here? Let's see. Disable camera. Oh, here we go. Settings. Let's see. Video input default. Change this bitch to Black Magic. Oh, there it is.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, so there it is, man. That's the Avid S6 right there.
All right.
Right. There's all the Pro Tools shit down here. Got the Mac. I'm running the Focal Trio 11s. Right. Got some subs way in the back. Got the all kind of treatment up in here. And over here, man, I'm gonna show you this right quick because this is where the shit gets warmed up at. I'll just turn all this shit on. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Let's see. We got the Black Magic. This black box is a beast, man.
What is the black box? I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
This is really a mastering piece right here. I mastered through this.
Okay.
This is a pre. It's also got tubes and transformers in it. This thing here sounds better than all of them right here. This one here. This is just the 8-channel mic pre.
Okay.
This is the Luke Trotter Monster. That gives you that heavy thickness.
Now that right there looks like some old school. There is that a tube thing in there, man?
Yeah, this got tubes and transformers.
Okay,
This
okay.
Transformers. These two are tubes and transformers at the bottom too. So I use this right here to do all that warming up, all of it.
Okay, okay.
Gives you a good tone and stuff like that. Now, as far as the production side, I know y'all know about this up here. You know, I'm using that MPCX.
Okay.
For my programming. There's a little MIDI controller there. I got the new Phantom 6 right there. I use that for a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I got a gang of stuff. I got the rolling V drums over here.
What you know? They look real nice. What you know about them?
I can't play them. I got other people that play them. That's their job.
Okay.
You know, and there's a whole junk over there. I got a gang of stuff. I got a whole nother room for bands in there. I can't run in there with this stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all seen inside mixes. This is like being on Cribs, man, but I'm being on Cribs.
Let's see if I get there. We go. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Thank you for showing us this video, man. Now all the tech junkies out there just saw a whole nother level of equipment. It looked like it was at the NAMM show, to tell you the truth. Are you sponsored by anybody?
No, I'm not. You know what I'm starting to do? I did a 30-minute video like about mixing records, right? And making records. And I just got rid of some of the myths. You know, guys, you and my age, they like to try to scare these kids and tell them they can't do it, right?
Right.
Oh, you better have this $10,000. That's bullshit. You could produce a whole record on a laptop, a keyboard, and an interface.
Right.
That's it. You can make a whole record and make bread at it. You know, and then what cracked me up is now Billie Eilish, they talk about her like she's the first artist to ever produce a record in the bedroom. I'm like, what? Every motherfucking rap artist produce records in their bedroom.
Right.
I'm like, come on now. I'm still in my house. You know, I don't leave to my stuff. I built this used to be a swimming pool.
Okay.
That was 50 feet long. I took this shit out. I said, I don't swim. I don't make money swimming. Put it out, man. Filled it up. Have my guys come over here, man, get the work done. And I had all the treatments done and I'm good. I spend probably 6 hours a day in here.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, man. Look here, Mix. I thank you, man. I want to thank you for you taking time out your busy day to kick it with folks all over the country, Doc, because we are live and YouTube. And I see my boy AK, Willie Riley. What's up, son-in-law? Pops, what is it? What's your favorite award, man?
My favorite award? Probably the American Music Award, because the Grammy, I was on a Grammy committee, and I'll just say, it's a little disingenuous. I'll just say it. That's putting it mildly. It's a little disingenuous. Like this, what I mean by that is, you know, we wasn't really picking the hottest tracks or the artists that deserved it most. I felt like we were, you know, the feel good shit. And I'm like, whoa, that's not cool, man. That's not, because I was on the other side of that shit, you know. So it felt weird, and I ain't gonna put no names out there. I ain't gonna say what category it was.
Right.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It didn't feel good to me. I felt like, wow, I'm on the other side here.
My man Alaric in the house. What's up, Tyrone Gaines? Phil Mo says, what spawned the rescue? And I still use coupons on Broadway because that was in the song.
What's spawned the rescue? I still use coupon on a bird. I don't know what line he talking about.
Coupons on Broadway. Coupons on Broads. Sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. He's talking about some old game shit. Okay. So Phil, let me tell you straight up. Most of the shit I talked on records, not on my hits, but on the other tracks. I grew up around, you know what I'm talking about, Lonzo, our era. I grew up around pimps, right? So I lived on 19th and Yesler. That was the whole stroll. I'm talking about literally outside my projects, pimping. So at 12 years old, I'm sucking up pimp game, and you ain't trying to. It just is what it is, you know. These cats, you know, they take you and sit you on their lap and sit in this Cadillac. I'm like, oh, you know, I'm sitting in the caddy at 11 years old, and my mom caught me one day and beat my ass. But I mean, so a lot of the stuff I talked about, it was like shit that I grew up looking at.
Okay.
You know, kind of like what Cuban them did. They just grew up in a different era.
Okay.
You know, they saw different shit. And me and you saw, we was about game, getting that girl. We wasn't tripping on trying to kill nobody. We was like, hell no. Shit.
No, that was not on the to-do list. No. Some of the things we y'all asking for now, we already covered about the publishing, about today's music.
I will touch on one point that Centerpoint made is that masters used to be, and I'm glad you brought this up, bro. It used to be Centerpoint Media. That sounds like a company, not a person. So I'll just Centerpoint Media. Masters didn't belong to you at all in the day.
Right.
You gave your masters up for 30 to 40 years. Real talk. I'm just going to get mine back in 5 years, maybe. But now, if you give your masters up, you stupid as hell. Why? Because nobody buys physical copies of anything anymore, right? So maintain your masters. You'll still sell physical copies. Places like Japan, Germany, they love wax. They love CDs, stuff like that. But why would you give up your masters now? No record label does anything anymore. I mean, they still do things, and they still blow up some big pop artists, but for the most part, they just put your shit up like you can. You can go to TuneCore or DistroKid, put your songs out tomorrow. Why would you give up your master? Don't publishing. You could do I do my publishing deals different than most people. Don't give me no advance. I don't want none of your money. I just want you to collect. So I give you 10%. All you do is collect. That's it. That's all. Because I call this, man, I tried that shit. I call in places in Germany. You guys owe us some paper, man. You owe us about 100 racks. They'd be like, who the fuck is this? Okay, this ain't working. So yeah, so we work with Universal on that. But good question, man. I like young kids, young cats thinking about that stuff. That's good.
My man Jefferson says, why are so many artists selling their masters these days? Why do you think that is?
Well, I see where what's old boy, the big rock?
Wayne.
No. The big rock dude. Legend dude.
Okay.
$300 million deal. Why am I forgetting his name? Anyway, the reason he said was because he was losing money in streaming revenue. I'm gonna tell you why. I understand if he's just old and saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm checking out. I'm gonna get this to my family. I get that part. But losing streaming revenue, that's a little bit disingenuous. Do you actually think a publishing company is going to advance you, or going to give you $300 million for your masters and not make money back?
Right. It makes no sense.
You're going to see his shit everywhere. It's going to be, no, it's not Edgar Tatum. It's another dude. It's a big rock star, big ass rock star. But you're going to see his shit everywhere. You remember I told you this. His shit going to be in commercials, Sprite, 7-Up, condoms, anything that's being advertised. Then he going to realize, oh, shit, I wasn't even thinking about that. But like I said, if you just wanted to check out of the game, that's cool. But to me, you could have maintained your publishing, said, how about you don't give me shit, and I'll let you start licensing this stuff.
Okay. All right. Y'all, I'm gonna give y'all about 5 more minutes to ask some more questions. Bob Dylan? Was it Bob Dylan?
That's it. Bob Dylan. There you go. Yeah, but I mean, it may have been a smart deal for him. It may have been a smart deal for him. I don't really know. Somebody offered me $300 million for mine. I'd probably say, yeah, okay. But I don't have the catalog Bob Dylan got.
Right.
Bob Dylan got catalog. If he just willed that to his kids at the discretion of a lawyer so that they didn't just sell it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Them kids and their grandkids would be set for life, you know?
All right, folks, I'm gonna give you a few more minutes to hit mix up in the chat room, and because I know we all got things to do, and I want to thank you again, Doc, before we get too carried away, and for taking this time out to hang out with us right here on the Lonzo Live Show. We do this every week. I try to bring him somebody, man, with some depth. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely fit the bill today, dude. You gave up a lot of game. You gave me some little something. I'm thinking about some of the shit he's saying. That's real talk.
And I know y'all out there know. But Lonzo, all this shit you hear coming off the West Coast, the legendary sounds, that shit all went through him. Real talk. Nobody wants to say it. I get it. And I get it. The stars and Lonzo, I like him because he ain't arrogant about it. He ain't running on top of, what about me? He ain't got it. All that shit went through him. Think about it. I'm not saying he taught him how to do shit, but I'm saying if he hadn't started what he had, who knows? Might not have happened. So I'm gonna give his respect.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Doc. I created a T-shirt called the Crew Cut Clan, and it shows everybody. It's a big old flow chart of how everything started between the clubs and the clubs, the Wrecking Crew, Dre, N.W.A, Ruthless, and it's called the Crew Cut Clan. It's going to be out next month, folks, and I'm going to be slinging in the Crew Cut Clan T-shirts so you can see the history and how it connects and where it starts from. When it comes to hip hop, ain't nobody.
Tell me how much it costs. Tell me how much it costs. I'll buy about 20 of them from you. Tell you.
It's $20, Doc. That's it. $20.
I got you. I
appreciate it. That's how your homies do you. Okay.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be, man. It's like, but you know, it's funny. I was checking you guys out. It was something on Netflix or something, and you was in it.
Okay.
Anyway, I watched the whole thing, right? And I'm like, look at Lonzo, right? I'm bragging on everybody. I don't like no Lonzo. And because I'm watching it with a young brother. He's about 29. And I kept telling him, you know, y'all missing. Lonzo had a lot to do with all of this stuff kind of forking out, right? He know who you are now. He watched that show. He's like, damn. I said, yeah, that shit in one way or another touched him. And it, you know, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. What's love? Who? Lonzo, anything about Little Reg? I don't know who. I'm not familiar with Little Reg. I'm not familiar with Little Reg. Michael.
Who's my favorite?
Huh? Michael.
Go
ahead. Who's your favorite? What?
Seattle artist. That's. I have no idea, to tell you the truth, because a lot of the cats I like ain't even put records out. They got some cats around here that can spit.
Wow.
Put records out, but I don't know. Probably Jimi Hendrix still my favorite Seattle artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. J King in the house, or Anthony King in the house. How about J King? All right, folks. Much love, Mona Lisa, my girl. Chuck Dennis. What's up, Uncle Chuck? I don't know why I called him Uncle Chuck. I'm older than he is, goddamn it. Anyway, folks, Mix a Lot, man. Thank you again, Doc, for hanging out with me, man. Dropping all this game on us, folks.
Anytime, man. Anytime, bro.
Where can I find you at?
Where can all you gotta do is call. As soon as you hit this, I'm like, oh shit, hell yeah.
Oh, you got a social media? You got a website? What you got?
Yeah, you can look me up at The Real Mix on Twitter, The Real Sir Mix a lot on Insta, because everybody snatched my fucking name. I was, you know, like most of us old folks. Yeah, you know, and but you type in Mix a Lot, you'll get it all.
Okay.
You'll get it all.
Man, what is your real name, man?
Anthony.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Anthony what?
Ray, R-A-Y.
Man, I never knew that shit. No. Little Reggie Wright. No, I hadn't heard nothing about it. What happened to Little Reggie Wright? That's Reggie White. That's brother from Death Row. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was one of the guys from Death Row. His dad used to work with me at Dudo's. One of my security team at Dudo's.
What happened to him? That's what
I don't know. He's asked him, have I heard anything about him? Don't know.
Huh. Yeah, I don't. Oh man, that's crazy.
My phone, my cell phone will be ringing in a minute if something happened to him, because they.
I'm checking mine now.
They keep me in the loop. All right, Mix, we out, baby. Thank you very much, man. Give salute. Right. Shout out to Mix. Y'all know how to find him on Instagram. So Mix a Lot, folks. In the meantime, man, I am out of here. I'm out of here like yesterday. Huh?
They said he got COVID. That's what happened.
COVID. He's in the hospital.
Yeah, he's in the hospital.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what it is. All right, folks. I'm going out on the top. We got 56 people watching right now. I'm going out while we on top, Mix. Much love to you, Doc. This is the Godfather West Coast Hip Hop with my man, Sir Mix a Lot. Like I say every week, y'all, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park, you're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather West Coast Hip Hop. Today, I'm with my man, Sir Mix a Lot. Mix, much love to you, Doc. Peace.
Out. See y'all.